Here's the story of a class called Bobcast, who was bringing up 13 lovely kids. All of them had hearts of gold, like their teacher, the youngest one a girl. Here's the story of a teacher named Patty, who was busy creating the class on her own. There were 12 men filming all together, yet the girl was alone. Till one day when the class met the teacher, and they knew it was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a broadcast. That's the way we all became the Bobcast Bunch, the Bobcast Bunch, the Bobcast Bunch. That's the way we became the Bobcast Bunch.
Welcome everybody, Summerlin Bobcast. My name is Brandon. This is Preston, and I'm going to kick it off with the menu for today. For Monday's breakfast, it's going to be French toast sticks, with lunch being Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Tuesday's breakfast being Bosco stick with a taco soup, Fritos, crackers, and fruit and veggie bar for lunch. Wednesday, October 4th, mini cinnamon rolls with chicken nuggets, tri-tater, muffins, and a fruit and veggie bar. October 2nd, it's going to be the NCDHD Shot Clinic from 2:30 to 5:30. September 29th is going to be that's today. It's going to be the Dance Cats Kitten Camp. Register your pre-K to 6th grade girl on the announcements. October 4th is going to be Red Hot Reading Day, with the 11th being Muffins with Moms at 7:45 a.m. or for pre-K at 2:30 p.m.
Mondays after school until 4:30 p.m. during the first semester. There will be 3rd and 4th grade coding club, and then Mondays after school until 4:30 p.m. during the second semester will be 5th and 6th grade. Sports and activities. The Summerlin Hubble TV link is in the announcements. Click there to watch the games, and then any other game this week will be in the announcements. Sports and activities for this week. Friday, September 29th, tomorrow. There will be no school. Cross country at Battle Creek with a 6 o'clock teammates burger bash, and 6:45 football seniors parents night against Neely Oakdale at 7. Saturday there's nothing. On the next week, Monday, October 2nd, junior high and JV and volleyball, football, then junior high football and volleyball at Summerlin versus Elkhorn Valley. JV volleyball will be in the main gym, and then 5 o'clock Central Valley versus O'Neill St. Mary's. 6 o'clock Summerlin versus Central Valley. 7 o'clock Summerlin versus EV. In the Aux Gym, Nyberg Verdigris versus O'Neill St. Mary's. And 7 o'clock Nyberg Verdigris versus Elkhorn Valley. Tuesday, October 3rd. C team JV varsity volleyball duel at Summerlin versus O'Neill High. C team starts at 5:30, JV at 6:30, and varsity at 7:30. Cross country and volleyball senior parents night start at 7:15. Wednesday's Red Hot Reading Day. Thursday's NBC cross country junior high varsity at cross country at Summerlin. Oh, we got a whole NBC, that's lit. Junior high volleyball at Summerlin versus O'Neill High School. 4 o'clock in this order. C team sets followed by B team, and then A team. C team again. C team volleyball at Neely Oakdale. That's different. Then Friday, October 6th, UNO business competition with football at Plainview. Then Saturday, October 7th, Bobcat Youth Volleyball Tournament, and 9:30 Wayne State College Band Day. Leaves at 7:30.
All right, up next we got Barrett's Sports Segment, Season 3, Episode 7.
Hello Summerlin, I'm Barrett with the Summerlin Bobcast Sports Segment, and we got another good segment lined up for you this week. No Husker Hour, unfortunately, for all the Husker football fans out there, but we do have 4 good segments lined up for you, so let's get into our first one, which is Weekly Review. So the first segment is Weekly Review, and last time we went against America again to figure out who's actually the best, because America won once and I won once. So let's get into these NFL and college football picks. So the 49ers beat the Giants 30-12, a very interesting score there, but the Giants didn't look good at all. The Browns beat the Titans 27-3. The Lions beat the Falcons 20-6. The Packers beat the Saints 18-17. That game was a fun game to watch. Jordan Love led them back in the end. They were down like 17-3 maybe, and they came back and won that. So that's a very good job by the Packers and Jordan Love. We'll talk about this game later. The Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. I don't want to elaborate on it anymore because we'll talk about it later in the show. The Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. The Patriots beat the Jets 15-10. The Bills beat the Commanders 37-3. The Texans beat the Jags 37-17. The Colts beat the Ravens 22-19. The Seahawks get their second win of the year against the Panthers 37-27. The Chiefs basically would have killed the Bears. They beat them 41-10, but they took the starters out after the first drive of the second half, so it was 41-0. And yeah, they just they took them out because there was no point to even keep them in, right? The Cardinals beat the Cowboys 28-16. That one really surprised me because the Cowboys were like the best team in the country, and then all of a sudden they just decided that they were going to lose to the Cardinals. So yeah, the Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18, and the Eagles and the Bengals win on Monday Night Football. The Eagles game wasn't really ever close. The Bucs couldn't really get drives going, and the Bengals finally get a Monday Night Football win. They were like 0-11 or something, or maybe it was like prime time win with Joe Burrow. I don't remember. It was a weird stat. The Rams offense didn't do anything. College football here. Number 4, Florida State barely hangs on to beat Clemson 31-24 in overtime. We were watching that one before the Husker football game. That was actually a really good game. Florida State, I think, dropped to like 5 now, but they're still a good team. Watch out for Florida State. Number 10, Oregon. They played number 19, Colorado. They killed them. It wasn't close. It wasn't even really a game. 42-6. Obviously, people still believe Colorado's unranked now. They play USC. I think it's a downhill climb now for Colorado. They're just, straight into the ground. Started off hot, and I think now you'll see the real Colorado. They'll still probably be a bowl game, 6-7 wins, something like that, but the Pac-12 is really good. For the last year, the Pac-12, and now they're all splitting up. If they actually all stuck together, there's like 11 ranked Pac-12 teams. It's really crazy, actually. Because you look at the teams like Washington, USC, Oregon State, Washington State, Colorado, and that's just to name the first couple to come to my head. There's so many good teams in the Pac-12. I didn't mean to go off on a little rant, but the fact that they're all splitting up now into nothing after there's for sure probably 8 teams ranked in that conference. It's the best conference in college football, and they're all leaving. Obviously, money talks, but there would probably be more revenue now that there's better teams playing, right? Pac-12 was never that great of a conference. Number 11, Utah beat number 22, UCLA 14-7. That was kind of a boring game. Number 13, Alabama. They beat number 15, Ole Miss 24-10. That one I thought was going to be a little bit closer of a game than that. They won by 2 touchdowns. Alabama is still pretty decent. Number 20, Miami beat Temple 41-7. That game was not close. Nebraska barely beats LA Tech 28-14. No Husker hours, so I guess we can talk about it a little bit. A few more injuries, right? Luke Reimer got banged up. Cam Lenhart didn't play. The offense looked fine, but the defense looked good. But like always, it's the offense. There wasn't really any terrible turnovers. Just it's only the run game, right? Penalties look really bad. So yeah. Next, this weekend, we play Michigan. That'll be fun, to say the least. Number 12, LSU beat Arkansas 34-31. Number 21, Washington State beat number 14, Oregon State 38-35. That was a really good game. Didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw some highlights of that game. It looked really good. Again, the Pac-12. This one, number 7, Penn State. It's not even close. They beat Iowa. They were ranked 24, 31-0. Iowa, man, I know their offense doesn't score points, but you thought maybe their defense keeps them in it? No. Their defense did not keep them in it at all. And then we have our final game, which was number 6, Ohio State beating number 9, Notre Dame 17-14. Excellent game. One of the best games I've watched all year. And I didn't even get to watch the whole game, but that inning drive from Ohio State. They barely got in. I mean, wow. There was 1 second left. They had a squib kick. Notre Dame tried to take it back. That didn't work for them. But Ohio State barely gets out of there with a win. So the news. Here it is. America beat me in the NFL, but I beat them in college football. So who really won? You guys can decide that. I'm going to take my dub and say that I won. So we're going to move on to our second segment of the day, which is Milestone Marker. So this is Milestone Marker, and of course, who other than I mentioned earlier in the video, the Miami Dolphins. First off, credit to the Broncos for letting them score that much. I don't think they deserve credit, but I mean, you think maybe their defense would try even just a little bit to stop them. They couldn't. I mean, guys like Devon A-Chain, Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, Tua, some of the best games I've ever seen. If you play fantasy football, you know those guys go crazy. So yeah, I mean, now let's get into the actual milestone, which is they scored 70 on the Broncos. The 70 is actually the most in 57 years in the NFL. That's crazy. And it makes them, that 70 points, third all time to the Bears, who scored 73, and the Washington Redskins back, whenever. And they scored 72, so it's the third most points scored all time. They could have tied the record. First off, they would have taken the regular season record, which is 72, but the Bears got 73 in the postseason. But they would have tied the all-time record and taken the record for a regular season game. They had a field goal chance, and they were, I guess, nice, right? They already had 70. They could have taken the field goal and got that, but they didn't. So I guess credit to them, right? I mean, they could have set the record instead of being, third all-time, but what an excellent game. I mean, could you imagine right now being a Denver Broncos fan? Whew. I mean, back when I remember as a Seahawks fan, I was so mad when they made that trade with Russell Wilson. I was like, what are we doing? Turned out great for the Seahawks. And, well, maybe not great, right? Because, I mean, it's turned out fine. You got draft picks, you got a bunch of young talent. We look good. But when you look at the Broncos side, you were like, wow, we get like this generational QB. Yeah, he's older, but it's Russell Wilson. And it has not gone good. So they don't own like any picks. It's going to be a rough time to be a Broncos fan. Obviously, I've heard a lot of Broncos guys talking like, fire the DC, fire the head coach. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you keep firing people and it just keeps lowering team morale. Everybody hates it. Everybody wants out. Nobody's going to sign there. Nobody wants to be drafted there. And, yeah, so, I mean, it's a rough time. Congrats to the Dolphins, third all-time in points scored. So let's move on to our third segment of the day, which is Watching You. So this is Watching You, and of course, as you can see there and up there, it is about C.J. Stroud. And a lot of people have really hated on him and the Texans as a team, which, for one, not C.J. Stroud, but the team, the Texans, they can deserve the hate, right? They got a win last week, but they're 1-2, and nobody's really looked at them. But C.J. Stroud has an excellent start to the year, so let's talk about that right now, because we are, of course, watching what he's doing now, especially going into Week 4, what's he going to do? So at this point, he has 906 passing yards, which is in his first 3 NFL starts. Remember, he is a rookie. Then he is the third player in NFL history with at least 900 yards in his first 3 career starts, behind only Cam Newton, who threw for 1,012. Of course, Cam Newton is like, when rookie Cam Newton, he was that guy. And Justin Herbert threw for 931 in his rookie season, his first 3 starts. So that in itself is almost a milestone, but we're just going to keep watching him here because not only, like I said, the 906 yards, but 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions yet, 384 passing yards versus the Colts, and they lost that game, which, first off, that just shows how bad the Texans really are, especially their defense. He threw for 384 yards, and they didn't win. So he's 5th in the league with passing yards, and he's one of only 6 qualified QBs, so obviously QBs that have made enough starts, played enough snaps, stuff like that, to not throw a pick so far in the year. Obviously 3 games in, but how long does that streak keep going? Because, I mean, he doesn't even have that good of wide receivers. Obviously, we've seen Tank Dell come out, but I don't think he even scored a touchdown yet. He just gets a lot of touches, like Puka Nacua. Those 2 are both rookies that nobody saw anything about, and they both have an excellent season. We talked about Puka Nacua last week, but C.J. Stroud, he deserves one too because no interceptions, of course only 4 touchdowns, but like I said, you look at the team, they're not a good team, and he's playing really well. Like I said, 5th in the league passing yards. Of course, you can imagine, I think it's like, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, I think Kirk Cousins is up there, but I mean, he's in a very good list, and one of only 6 QBs not to throw a pick. That's a very good start, especially for a rookie, like I said, on that type of team. Great job by C.J. Stroud. We'll see if he keeps it going this week. But we're going to move on to our final segment of the day, which is Game Time. So we got Michael Koenig on here to make some picks.
Yes, sir.
Making some NFL college football picks.
Alrighty.
We're gonna start off in the NFL. Lions playing the Packers.
Give me the Packers. That's like a toss-up game, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. Jordan Love let that come back last week.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He looks really good.
And the Lions, I mean, they look fine. They look like they did last year.
I think they're going to be a playoff team this year, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers at home. I believe in Jordan Love. I think he wins in probably 8 games this year. Might win the division. You never know.
Honestly, it's going to be a tight division.
Yeah. Falcons playing the Jags.
This one's another toss-up,
Yeah.
but I'm going to take the Jags. They just have a more high-powered offense, I think.
I'm gonna take Bijan in the Falcons.
Really?
Yeah, I just Bijan kind of looks like that guy. He's
I
probably
agree.
gonna be.
He is.
He's probably gonna be a top 3 running back
In the
in
NFL.
the next 2
easily,
years.
Easily
Yeah.
offensive rookie of the year this year. And
The Jags
Just
honestly
rookie of
look
the year.
pretty good though.
yeah, the Jags they played the Chiefs
Yeah.
close. It was a good game.
Yeah.
They gave the Chiefs their money.
I mean, I like that Calvin Ridley's back. He's playing good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna pick a little upset there.
I got
This
it.
one's tough. Dolphins playing the Bills.
I don't know what Mike Daniels has cooking, but it's definitely cooking.
It's cooking.
Definitely the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think I'm taking the Dolphins, especially if they play even half of what they did
Yeah.
last week.
It's
I mean, the Bills, they're at home. We know what the Bills can do, but the Dolphins look like possibly Super Bowl favorites right now, so I'm going to take the Dolphins. The Broncos playing the Bears. What a game this one
let's
is.
go. I think Justin Fields is just terrible, so I think I gotta go with the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos, and
Yeah.
we know what happened last week, but I think they bounce back.
Yeah.
Ravens playing the Browns.
I don't know about this division, the AFC. Was this the West or the East?
No, isn't it the North?
Maybe it's the North. I don't
It's
even
the
know, but
AFC
I just
North.
know they're in the same division.
Yeah.
It's not very good, but I have the Browns because I don't think Lamar Jackson's very good. But I don't know.
He also has no weapons.
Yeah, he has
they've never gotten
nobody.
anybody. J.K. Dobbins just
Yeah.
gets injured. Obviously, the Browns lost Nick Chubb, but I think the Browns
I
at
still
home.
think,
Deshaun Watson hasn't really looked that
yeah,
bad.
he's looked good so far.
He's
throughout
kind of
the
found
season.
Amari Cooper a lot more often. So yeah, I'll take the Browns at home there. Bengals and the Titans.
I feel like the Titans just aren't good enough to beat the Bengals, but Joe Burrow's calf. But I
Yeah.
still have to go with the Bengals. There's just too many weapons offensively.
Bengals finally got their win last week.
Yeah.
I think Joe Mixon has a really good game, and I think they finally throw the ball to all of their receivers and not just Jamar Chase. Derrick Henry kind of looked terrible last week. I'll take the Bengals there.
Yeah.
Rams and the Colts. Battle of I don't even know what you want.
I
to call
don't
it.
even like these are
Mid.
just like mid teams.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. I think the Colts will win just because I don't think the Rams can be consistently good
Yeah.
with those wide receivers. I don't even know how they're this good right now.
Yeah, they started off hot. Well, not really hot, but the receivers started off hot.
Yeah.
And then people decided, well, if Puka Nakua is going to get 25 targets a game, then we'll
Okay.
just double cover him.
Yeah.
And they were shut down last week. Kyron Williams didn't play good, even though he played literally 100% of the snaps, every single snap. I'll take the Colts. Who was their starter? Because it's not Richardson. It was Gardner Minshew. He played last week.
Yep.
I'll take the
He
Colts.
looked
at home.
decent
Yeah.
from what I saw.
I was surprised that he played
Yeah.
well enough. I think oh my god, Anthony Richardson. I think he could be
I think
pretty good, but they got to get him some help.
I
Because,
agree. I think Michael Pittman Jr. is just not cutting it.
Yeah,
He's good, but he's not star good. I think he could be a good wide receiver too.
yeah. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he's been banged up or just not wanting to play, whatever you want to call it. Their O-line's not great. They don't have a good defense. They need a lot of help there.
Yeah.
The
revamp.
pretty much, honestly, for both teams too, because Cooper Kupp's coming back probably week 6.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
And then that Ramston would be looking good again.
yeah. Actually, a good receiver for her.
Yeah.
Bucks playing the Saints.
2 mid teams again, but it just depends if Derek Carr's in. If Derek Carr's in, I'll take the Saints, but if he's out, I want the Bucks.
Yeah, and this game is basically who's gonna win the division because
Yeah,
it's not gonna be the
between
Falcons or the
these teams,
Panthers.
yeah.
And I mean, it's Baker Mayfield or it's Derek Carr. What a
Okay.
battle of division there. I'll take the Saints at home. I think. Oh, Kamara's not gonna be back yet. Kamara will be back week.
Oh, Kamara's back this
Oh,
week.
he is?
Yep, week 4.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Give me the Saints then. I'll take them at home as well. Commanders playing the Eagles.
I think this is pretty obvious, but in Sam Howell we trust, but I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah,
Sam Howell's just he's shown flashes of being good, but he's just not good.
yeah. I mean, that offense in general, just there's not
Yeah.
enough weapons. The Eagles have plenty of weapons, so they're at home. Their defense looked really good. I think the Eagles win that. Vikings playing the Panthers. Now the question is, which team's actually better? Because the Vikings,
The Vikings have looked fantastic.
yeah,
Aside from just winning games, they just can't win a game.
yeah,
Kirk Cousins is what does he put up 300 yards every week so far?
probably. He's like, I think he's leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah, and just in general, I think the Vikings have to win this game. If somehow they don't, then I
Yeah.
think somebody gets hurt or Kirk Cousins throws 3 picks. But Vikings gotta win it.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers, they're obviously in a big rebuild, and then Bryce Young got, I think, concussion. He was out last
Yeah.
week, so that kind of hurts them. Adam Thielen didn't look bad, but I think the Vikings, like you said, if they don't win this game, it's massive failure. The season's more than likely over.
Yeah.
In a
That's
division
less
that's
than-
very winnable anyways.
Very, very.
They start
very
off
low.
0-3. I think they have to win this one.
Yeah.
Steelers and the Texans.
I think TJ Watt's gonna cause havoc on CJ Stroud, rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
TJ Watt's just too good, but their line is decent. But I still got the Steelers in this one.
Yeah, and the Texans are another team that's just like complete rebuild right now.
Yeah.
Good pick in CJ Stroud, but it'll be a couple of years till he finally gets some weapons to
Yeah.
actually, move the ball. Steelers defense is really good. Their offenses look decent enough.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers win it. Raiders playing the Chargers.
I think this one's gonna be another shootout for the Chargers. Just the Chargers don't have the defense, neither do the Raiders.
Yeah.
And the Chargers just out-weapon the Raiders, so I think the Chargers are gonna win this one at home.
Sucky news for the Chargers that Mike Williams
His
is
ACL.
yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
They obviously still have Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
He played really well. He threw a touchdown pass because I guess that's the thing now.
I
He's-
guess.
Obviously the Raiders have Devontae Adams, but I think Chargers at home win that one.
Yeah.
Patriots playing the I don't know what you want to call it here, the unfortunate lost Cowboys that they somehow lose to the
I just saw it coming. I think the Cowboys are not what they show they are.
yeah.
They should have blew out the Cardinals, and they do not trust Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, I don't know. I don't even know, but I still got the Cowboys winning.
Yeah,
Patriots.
I think they have to bounce
Yeah.
back because I mean that loss. I mean, could you imagine being a Cowboys fan right now?
That'd be terrible.
I mean, it's the same hype every single
Yeah.
year. We're
They-
better. We're winning the division. We're taking a Super Bowl, and then they lose to Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, but Trevon Diggs was out.
Yeah, he's done for the season too.
Didn't he tear his ACL?
I think so.
I think he tore his ACL.
Yeah, that's another bad news for the Cowboys, but I think they win. They're at home playing the
Yeah.
Patriots. That their offense isn't kind of looks stagnant. So
Yeah.
I'll take the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now we got the Cardinals playing the Niners.
Yeah, 49ers. Nothing
Yeah.
to say there.
Yeah, honestly, that's
Yeah.
Cardinals had their one win in the season. I'll take the Niners. Chiefs playing the Jets.
I don't know. The Jets' defense could be really good, but I feel like the Chiefs are just too good.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs only because the Jets season is, and honestly, just
Yeah.
their whole franchise is completely done. Because
Yeah.
like, how do you go 4 snaps into making that trade for Aaron Rodgers, and then
Yeah.
he's done for the season? Hopefully, he comes back because I don't hate Aaron Rodgers, and I
Yeah,
think
I-
it would have been fun to watch him.
Him and Garrett Wilson would have made a great duo. I think.
Yeah, and now that now they're back to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So that's rough for Jets fans. Final game in the NFL: Seahawks playing the Giants.
Just mid teams here, unfortunately for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I actually hate to say it. I agree with that.
But I think the Giants overpower them. They don't have Saquon, but I like the Giants in prime time. For some reason, the Giants in prime time always win. I don't know how.
Yeah, they do, and that's scary
Yeah.
for me because obviously I'm taking the Hawks. Go Hawks! But like, rough start to the season. Barely beat the Panthers. It's
Yeah.
we got some rough teams we're watching right now.
No kidding.
Broncos and Seahawks
Broncos are
fans. It's
terrible.
just-
I don't even want to talk about the Broncos.
yeah, I'll take the Seahawks, but that might be another 2-2 start to the season.
Yeah.
College football: number 10 Utah playing number 19 Oregon State.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched either team all season. I've heard of teams. I hear Oregon State is pretty serious, but they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
So
the
I just-
quarterback is DJ Uiagalelei, however you pronounce it, from Clemson.
Oh.
That he transferred in, I think, last
Nice.
year.
But I'm still gonna have to go with Utah. I feel like Utah, from what I watched last year, was just too explosive. But every Pac-12 team is explosive.
Yeah, that's the funny thing, is because the Pac-12 is like one of the best divisions right now. They have like
Yeah.
8 teams ranked, and they're all breaking apart next year and
Yeah.
going for better money. So it actually would be a good division and a good conference, but instead they just like want the money, which I mean I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna take Utah on the road. Oregon State, they're fine. It's another I mean, like I said, the Pac-12 is good, so they're all kind of about the same. USC, they're ranked 8, and they're playing unranked Colorado.
I think Colorado is way overhyped.
Yep.
And USC is underrated. They should be a top 2 or 3 team in this.
Probably, yeah.
In the national rankings. I think USC rolls over Colorado.
And it doesn't even matter that Colorado's at home because they're just, obviously people can say that Travis Hunter's out and they still have hope. They think, I still think Colorado's a bowl eligible team. They'll probably get there.
Yeah, I think they'll easily get there.
But again, the Pac-12 is so good that they could almost be like a 5-win team.
I think so.
That would be,
a good season.
Yeah, because like the amount of good teams, just like this, they play Oregon, USC back to back.
Yeah.
USC kills them again. They lose back to back, absolute blowout games, and what do they be like 3-2 then after that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Colorado's going to go on a decline now. Number 22, Florida playing Kentucky.
I did watch some of the Florida game and they looked good, so I don't know how you don't go with Florida here. So I'm going with Florida.
Yeah, Florida should win it. Kentucky, I couldn't even really tell you
Me neither.
who plays there anymore. It's because I honestly don't even know who their quarterback is. Florida obviously lost Anthony Richardson, but they still look pretty good. So I'll take Florida. Number 2, Michigan, playing the Skurs.
See, if we start Harburg or whatever his name is over Sims, I think we have a good chance. We have a better chance to win the game than Sims would.
Yeah.
So I think we beat Michigan just because it's at home. Just because it's at home.
These picks I hate
I
so
love picking Nebraska.
Yeah, I love picking Nebraska, but I just I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a 1-score game, and it's gonna come down to the end, and it's just. But we're not gonna make the turnover. Nebraska wins by 3.
Yes, sir. Our defense is too good.
If Luke Reimer plays, because he might not.
Ooh, I've not heard of that.
Yeah, he got injured last game.
Shoot.
Go Skurs. Number 24, Kansas playing number 3, Texas.
I've not watched Kansas, and I did not know they were ranked.
Yeah, it's kind of still like the hype train they were on last year.
But Texas is too good. I watched them play Bama. They rolled Bama.
Yeah, they did.
They just dominated them.
Yeah, that game was not. I thought that game was gonna be really good, and it really wasn't. Yeah, Texas at home. I think Quinn Ewers is actually leading that team really nicely.
Yeah,
I don't know who their wide receivers or running back is, but
they're nice.
Yeah, I mean they're ranked 3 for a reason. I think they win at home. Number 13 LSU and number 20 Ole Miss.
I've watched a little bit of LSU, but I haven't watched Ole Miss, and I think LSU wins it just because they have a better program. But I don't know. I'm been sticking with LSU.
Yeah, LSU. What was that game I watched? I think they played Florida State.
That's what I think I watched.
That game was. I like both the quarterbacks in that.
Yeah.
I can't remember which Daniels plays for LSU. If it's Jaden or Jalen.
Yeah.
I think Jalen plays in Kansas, and
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take LSU. They're finally back. Obviously, last year they kind of had that down year where they were unranked. I think they win it, and they keep the ball rolling against Ole Miss. Number 9, Oregon and Stanford.
I happen to watch both of these teams, and I think Oregon is a better team.
Yeah.
Stanford played USC, which obviously is USC, but they got blown out.
Yeah, and Oregon did the same thing, but to Colorado because 42-6.
Everybody knows Oregon.
Yeah, I mean Oregon. Bo Nix looks like a Heisman contender. Yes. Obviously, he's got to go through Caleb Williams and maybe Michael Penix at Washington, but Oregon looks legit, and I think they make a run in the college football playoffs. So I'm taking Oregon there. Iowa State and number 14 Oklahoma.
I have not watched either one of these teams. I don't know who is who, but I'm gonna go with Iowa State with the upset.
Really?
Yep. Just because I want Oklahoma to lose. I don't like Oklahoma.
Yeah, actually nobody likes Oklahoma. The only game I watched in Oklahoma was the one preseason game where they scored 60 something. It was 66-6 was the final score. Yeah, it was disgusting. I'm taking Oklahoma. They're at home, and Iowa State's actually good this year, and so is the Big 12. That's not a bad conference, but I think Oklahoma wins it. Late game, probably a 3-7 point game, something like that. So I'll take Oklahoma there. Number 11 Notre Dame and number 17 Duke.
I think Duke's quarterback is very, 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 very good. Notre Dame looked really good against Ohio State. I did watch that. I watched Duke play Clemson early on, and they had a really good game.
Yeah.
I think Duke overpowers Notre Dame with their defense.
Yeah.
So I think Duke wins this
game. I think this will be one of the best games of the weekend because...
I agree.
If you... First off, talk about college basketball schools that are becoming college football
Yeah,
schools.
no kidding.
Duke, Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky, they're all
Crazy.
all of a sudden they're just football schools. And Notre Dame played well. They dropped them to, I think they were 9 after they lost to Ohio State.
Yeah.
But that game was really good as well. Both of these teams I actually like. I would actually root for both of them any weekend, but they're playing each other. I'm going to take the underdog in Duke at home.
It's not biased at all.
No, because, like, you see, I'm a Duke basketball fan, but not a Duke football fan. That's Spurs. So, I mean, Duke, it'll be a good game. I think Duke wins. I'm trying to remember their quarterback's name. That's what I was thinking of the entire time we were talking. I can't think of it. So, yeah, I'll take Duke. A little bit of an upset. And finally, we got number 7, Washington and Arizona.
I watched Arizona play Arizona State, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what team it was, and I don't know, but Washington's just too good, I think.
Yeah,
They look
Washington,
really good.
another Pac-12 team that might make a college football playoff run. Obviously, they possibly have the Heisman on their team, Michael Penix. Their entire offense looks really good, and their defense has played well. Arizona's having a down year, so give me Washington by like 30 at least. So thank you for coming on this week, Mike.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and thank you guys for tuning in to today's Summerlin Podcast.